Awesome, guys. Welcome back. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here with my good friend, the legend, the myth. I started to say the man. I couldn't say that.
Thank you.
That's just a normal line for me. The man, the legend, the myth.
Yeah, the woman.
The whoa man. Whoa man. So, the legend, the myth, Wendy Sweet, world famous financing entrepreneurial mogul and real estate guru extraordinaire. And
Big
look, there you are.
Big
right there you are.
Hey.
What's up? So, anyway, Wendy is going to talk to us a little bit about what she's going to be sharing at the event, because she's going to be one of our trainers. In fact, she has 2 sessions at the event, so she's going to be sharing that as well. So, but first of all, give them a little background about yourself.
Oh gosh, where shall we begin? I guess I always like to start off saying that I'm a recovering mortgage broker.
That's a good place to start.
That is a good place to start. It was a good place to end too.
I know, right?
You know, when the crash hit, we couldn't get a loan closed to save our lives because we only worked with investors at the time, and they were the ones that got hit the hardest.
That's true.
So after being a recovering mortgage broker and doing hard money loans at the same time, it became really easy to become a hard money lender and stay a hard money lender, because that was really the only thing we could get done.
Yeah.
Was the hard money lending. So after a brief stint in seminary, which was awesome, I came back
and you graduated.
I graduated.
I was at her graduation.
Number 1 in my class. There were only 2 people, as you said. So
she was number 1 in her class, and the first line I said was, you know, who's the one other person that wasn't there?
My biggest fan. Thank you, Larry.
Mom graduated too.
That's right. That's right. So we got back into the business of doing nothing but hard money loans, and just having the background of being a recovering mortgage broker really helps a lot when you're doing any kind of lending, especially if you're lending to investors from a hard money side, because investors don't always understand how lending works for their buyers. And you know that as an investor, it's really, really important for you to understand what your buyers are going to face, because if you can't get rid of the house by selling it to a buyer who's normally going to qualify for a loan,
right,
you're going to be stuck with a house. So you need to understand how financing works from the first time you buy it to your very end user. You have to understand what they're up against. So that helps out a lot. Plus, having 33 years of being a real estate broker.
33 years.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I know. I got it when I was 2. But one of the things that really helps me with a lot is understanding the market and realizing how quickly a house is going to sell. That's the bottom line, is how quickly can I get in and out of this house. In addition to having that experience and doing the hard money lending, understanding how rehabs are supposed to go. You know, when I'm doing a hard money loan, you know, they're talking to a woman, so they don't always expect that I would know how to lay tile and to finish sheetrock and to change out light switches and lights themselves. And
this girl knows what she's doing.
I know how to do it. I don't like it, but I know how to do it. I know what it takes to do it, and how much a rehab should cost. So my whole goal in lending money is to take the investor from the very beginning and help them understand the deal from the beginning and what it's going to take to fix that house up, the type of marketing that it needs to have when they're ready to sell it, and the things they even need to put in it to make sure it's going to market correctly. So it's kind of a total package. That's exactly what we try to provide.
Absolutely. There's absolutely nobody in this world that I know that knows more about financing and lending and protecting the borrower and the lender than Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I mean that. I really do. I'm just saying it because you're sitting here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I've known her for many, many, many different years. You know, we've been to the same churches together for over the years. We used to be business partners at a mortgage company. You know, now we're both recovering.
That's right.
Yeah. But she got back into it. I didn't, but although I'm still a hard money lender, my mom is a hard money lender, my son and my mom, but it's all through Wendy. I mean, it's what we call it. So, and nobody I know that knows how to underwrite a loan better than Wendy. I mean, she and I were in the office the other day. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and we were the last ones here. So we were talking about it. She was telling me some of her underwriting guidelines. I'm like, wow. You know, it was amazing. But anyway, Wendy not only does hard money lending, she owns a company with her brother Bill, which you've seen on this show before. Also is a real estate broker. She has a company called Sweet Carolina Houses.
That's right.
Wendy Sweet Carolina Houses. So so she is also our buyer's agent for all of our HUD houses and any MLS deals that we do. So she's got a real estate company, she's got a mortgage company, she does hard money and transactional funding.
That's great.
And Wendy is going to be one of our key speakers at this event as well. And she's going to actually speak 2 sessions. The first session is going to be all about different ways to fund your HUD house. Whether you have money or no money, or have good credit or bad credit or no credit.
That's right.
And whether you're starting part-time, full-time, spare time, doesn't really matter. She's going to show you how to fund your HUD house, how to fund your HUD purchase. She's even going to show you how to do it with none of your own cash and none of your own credit as well.
That's the best way.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, OPM.
That's right.
So the other thing that she's going to do, she's going to have a second session where when we get an offer accepted in the Carolinas, the email comes right to Wendy. Okay, so she gets the not the loan package, but the contract package. So Wendy's going to actually go through it. She and I are going to sit there and go through a complete contract package from beginning to end and show you every single document, what's in it, what you need to look for, and what's the meaning of it. So you know when you're signing something, you know what the value of it is. Am I right?
That's exactly right. You know, agents that are used to putting in offers for HUD, first of all, they're far and few between. They're difficult to find. So dealing with HUD can get difficult. If you do find a real estate agent that does deal with HUD, and we're going to talk about how to find people that do that, a lot of times they're dealing with HUD not necessarily from an investor standpoint, but from an owner-occupied standpoint. And the thing about HUD is that they look at their buyers as 2 potential people. One is purchasing as owner-occupied, and they love owner-occupied buyers.
Right.
They tend to give them better deals. Their restrictions that they have are so much easier with the buyer, like when you do an extension, if you can't get it closed within the 60 days that they allow you to close it, only if you're an owner-occupied buyer, they allow you extensions without charging you for them and all kinds of stuff. If you're an investor, you've got a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. And it's really, really important to understand those hoops. So you, the buyer, need to understand all those hoops. And you need to make sure that your agent understands it, because from the way the contract is written to your proof of funds letter to everything you have to send into HUD and all the check marks you have to make, you need to understand that it's completely different when it's an investor buying the property.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Wendy's going to be there both Friday and Saturday, and she's going to be talking all about, as I mentioned, about how to fund your HUD house, no matter whether you're going to wholesale or do a fix and flip or do lease option or whatever it is you're going to do, keep it as a landlord. Doesn't really matter. You're going to show them how to fund it, right?
That's exactly right.
And she's going to show you all about the paperwork that your agent will get, so you can talk intelligently about that when you're working with your agent. And probably the best part you need to know is she's going to show you how to find an agent just like her, right?
That's right.
But don't you be contacting Wendy,
No.
okay? She's my agent.
I'm dedicated to one.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
He's telling the truth.
So,
and you know too, Larry, the paperwork, we talked about the paperwork that you need to write and the reports that come with it. You know, there's some reports that I've been doing just HUD for 4 or 5 years now, 4 years at least.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing paperwork now that I had never seen before. With all the houses that we've purchased and gone through, I'm seeing forms and paperwork come through that I had never seen before. You know, like on addendums, crack house reports, remediation for methamphetamines and
Wow.
all kinds of stuff, that even a lead-based paint, I think that was remediated, and I had never seen one of those before. So I've actually talked to some of these companies to learn how to read them correctly, so that when you look at the report, you know what you're looking at, because your lender, if you're using a lender, will certainly know what they're looking at,
Yeah.
and will have questions. So you need to be ready to answer those
That's a good point.
correctly. So we're going to actually show some of those reports and
Really?
forms. Yeah, and we're going to
Wow,
go
that's
through
cool.
it and learn how to read that kind of thing.
That's great. That's great. You can get some pretty good rent on Crack House, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
It is cash money.
It has lots of traffic.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
No, he's
okay?
not.
I am kidding on that. What you call her? She's mine. All mine.
Oh.